reading you Treasure Hunters by James Patterson and Chris Ramsay. Let me tell you about the last time I saw my dad. We were up on deck, rigging our ship to ride out what looked like a perfect storm. Well, it was perfect if you were the storm. Not so much if you were the people being tossed around the deck like wet gym socks in a washing machine. We had just finished taking down and tying off the sails so we could run on bare poles. Lash off the wheel, my dad barked to my big brother Tailspin Tommy. Steer her leeward and lock it down. On it, Tommy yanked the wheel hard and pointed our bow downwind. He looped a bungee cord through the wheel's wooden spokes to keep us heading in that direction. Now get below, boys. Batten down the hatches. Help your sisters man the pumps. Tommy grabbed hold of whatever he could to steady himself and made his way into the deckhouse cabin. Just then, a monster wave lurched over the starboard side of the ship and swept me off my feet. I slid across the slick deck like a hockey puck on ice. I might have gone overboard if my dad hadn't reached down and grabbed me half a second before I became shark bait. Trying to head downstairs, Vic, my dad shouted in the raging storm as rain slashed across his face. No, I shouted back. I want to stay up here and help you. You can help me more by staying alive and not letting the glass go under. Now hurry, get below, but go! He gave me a gentle shove to propel me up the tilting deck. When I reached the deck house, I grabbed onto a handhold and swung myself around and through the door. Tommy had already headed down to the engine room to help with the bilge pumps. Suddenly, a giant sledgehammer of salt water slammed into our starboard shaft and sent the ship tipping wildly to the left. I heard wood creaking. We tilted over so far I fell against the wall while our port side slapped the churning sea. We were going to capsize, I could tell. But the loss righted itself instead, the ship tossing and bucking like a very angry beach whale. I found the floor and shoved the deckhouse hatch shut. I had to press my body up against it. Waves kept pounding against the door. The water definitely wanted me to let it in. That wasn't going to happen. Not on my watch. I cranked the door's latch to bolt it tight. I would, of course, reopen the door the instant my dad finished doing whatever else needed to be done up on deck and made his way aft to the cabin. But for now, I had to stop the loss from taking on any more water. If that was even possible. The sea kept churning, the loss kept lurching, the storm kept sloshing seawater through every crack and crevice it could find. Fantasy. Me, I started panicking, because I had a sinking feeling in it, as in, we're gonna sink, that this could be the end. I was about to be drowned at sea. Is 12 years old too young to die? Apparently the Caribbean deep sea didn't think so. I waited and waited, but my dad never made it aft to the deckhouse cabin door. Through the forward windows, I could see waves crashing across our bobbing bow. I could see the sky growing even darker. I could see a life preserver rip free from its rope and fly off the ship like a donut-shaped frisbee. But I couldn't see Dad. I suddenly realized that my socks were soaked with seawater that was slopping across the floor. And I was up on the main deck. Beck, I cried out. Tommy? Storm? My sisters and brothers were all down in the lower cabins and equipment room, where the water was undoubtedly deeper. They were trapped down there. I dashed down the steep steps into the hull quarters as quickly as I could. The water was up to my ankles, then my knees, then my thighs, and finally my waist. You ever try to run across the shallow end of a swimming pool? That's what I was up against. But I had to find my family. Well, what was left of it. I trudged from door to door, frantically searching for my siblings. They weren't in the engine room, the galley, or my parents' cabin. I knew they couldn't be in the room because its solid steel door was locked tight and was totally off limits to all of us. I slogged my way forward as the ship kept rocking and rolling from side to side. Whatever wasn't nailed down was thumping around inside the cupboards and cabinets. I heard cans of food banging into plastic dishes that were knocking over clinking coffee mugs. I started pounding on the walls in their narrow corridor with both fists. The water was up to my chest. Hey, you guys! Tommy, Beck, Storm, where are you? No answer. Of course my brother and sisters probably couldn't hear me because the tropical storm outside was screaming even louder than I was. Suddenly, up ahead, a door burst open. Tommy, who was 13 and had the kind of bulging muscles you only get from crewing on a sailing ship your whole life, just put his shoulder to the wood to bash it open. Where is Dad? He shouted. I don't know, I shouted back. That's when Beck and my big sister Storm trudged out of the cabin, which was now their waterlogged bedroom. A pair of 3D glasses was floating on the surface of the water. Beck plucked them up and put them on. She'd been wearing them most of the time ever since our mom disappeared. Was Dad on the safety line? Asked Storm, sounding as scared and as worried as I felt. All I could do was shake my head. Beck looked at me, and even though her 3D glasses were shading her eyes, I could tell she was thinking the same thing I was. We're twins. It happens. In our hearts, we both knew that Dad was gone, because anything up on deck that hadn't been tied down had been washed overboard by now. From the sad expressions on their faces, I knew Tommy and Stormy probably figured it out too. Maybe they had been looking out the porthole when that life preserver went flying by. Shivering slightly, we all moved together to form a close circle and hug one another tight. The four of us were the only family we had left. Tommy, who had been living on boats longer than any of us, started mumbling an old sailor's prayer. Though death waits off the bow, we'll not answer to him now. I hoped he was right, but I had a funny feeling that death might not take no for an answer. The end. Whoa, not so fast. You really didn't think that was the end, did you? If I were dead, how could I be telling you the story? Okay, fine. Beck says she could have taken over. The writing is easier than the drawing. Whatever. Scribble a picture or something. Note to self. If I ever have a ship of my own, do not call it the Lost, because that's exactly what and where we were, lost at sea. I guess we should be glad Dad didn't name his boat the Sunk, the Drowned, or Titanic too. When the storm finally calmed, the four of us had somehow survived, for the moment anyway. Yes, the Lost was still leaking, we all had seaweed in our shoes, and the ship-to-shore radio was dead. But we were all still alive. Unfortunately, we couldn't say the same thing about Dad. He was definitely missing, gone, and none of us were sure what happened to him. He went overboard, said Storm matter-of-factly. She's 2 years older than me and Beck, and she's a genius. Literally, her IQ scores are off the charts. And she's kind of socially awkward. She's always spouting stuff people don't really want to hear. He's dead, probably drowned. Hang on, I said. We don't know that for certain. Storm hesitated. You're right. The sharks could have eaten him first. I probably would have taken a swing at anyone else who said that. But that's just the way Storm is, and I knew she was as sad as the rest of us. What made Dad's disappearance even more depressing was that the fact just 3 months ago, our mother had disappeared too. She went missing in Cyprus. Those shady dealers probably shot her, was what Storm blurted out back then. One of them had an Uzi submachine gun hidden under the left flap of his tan double-breasted trench coat. There were dried Tzatziki dip stains on the labels. Did I mention that Storm has a photographic memory? Long story short, without a mother or a father, Storm, Tommy, Beck, and I were now officially orphans, drifting across the Caribbean Sea at our very own slowly sinking orphanage. Of course, we weren't always this miserable. Not to brag, but 4 months ago, we were probably the most incredible family anyone could ever meet. Not because of anything any of us did, but because of who our dad was. Professor Tom Kidd. That's right, the Tom Kidd. The world-famous oceanographer and treasure hunter. The guy who found the 1621 wreck of the Spanish galleon Nuestra Senora de Mal de Oro off the coast of Barbados. It was loaded with gold coins, bars of silver, and sacks of Colombian emeralds. In Asia, he uncovered thousands of pieces of ceramic pottery dating back to the Ming Dynasty in the hold of the sunken cargo vessel off the coast of Cyprus. In the Mediterranean Sea, he brought up a treasure chest filled with sparkling jewels and diamond-encrusted religious artifacts. And we were his crew. We were treasure hunters, too. Our parents homeschooled us and taught us how to survive in the real world. Without iPods, iPhones, iPads, or Papa John's pizza. We're at least 2 grades beyond what we would be in regular school. Well, maybe not Tailspin Tommy. He's 17 and spends a lot of time in personal grooming. So he's probably somewhere around his regular grade level. I've never been to a mall. Beck has never had a mani-pedi. Tommy didn't need a gym membership at Bali Totally Fitness to pump up his PC. And Storm can out-Google Google with our onboard computer because she remembers every webpage she's ever surfed across. Yep, ever since Beck and I were 3, our home and our school have been this incredible 63-foot-long sailing ship. This is where we learned to cook, took karate lessons, Dad has a black belt, and practiced navigating by the stars. The Lost is taking us to more ports and countries than any of us can remember, except Storm, who, like I said, remembers everything, even what kind of food stains you have on your raincoat. 9 years later, it's totally normal for Beck and me to read a treasure map, go on deep-sea dives with our dad, help him dredge up priceless Viking shields from an 11th century shipwreck in the Skoldag Narrows in Denmark, because a museum in Oslo is willing to pay top dollar to to its collection. What isn't normal is throwing around a baseball in our backyard. Grass feels funny under my feet. Plus, when you throw baseballs in a boat, you know what happens. You lose them. The same kind of way we lost Dad. Yeah, until Cypress, and now, the perfect storm, life on the Lost has always been extremely great. Too bad our unhappy life is going to end when we sank and everybody drowned. Unless, like Storm said, the sharks got us first.